Hey art friends, welcome to today's how-to. Today I'll be learning how to draw zombie Mario. So first we're going to get started on the top right, and we're going to start by drawing in a nice big oval on the left hand side. We're going to move over on the right and replicate this. So starting from the middle, we're going to draw in another oval at the exact same size. Let's move in now from the inside corner. We're going to draw in another oval, so we're going to curve this around and through. And then we're going to move across on the left and replicate that. Let's move in towards the center now, closer to the right. Let's draw in another oval. We'll do the same on the right, just lining that up at the same height. And then one last time, we're just going to draw in our last oval directly in the center. Now let's move up on the top. We're going to draw in a curved line coming out. And then we're going to bring this diagonal line down towards our right eye. We're going to step behind now, extending this through towards the side of our page. Let's move underneath. We're going to replicate that again, so bringing another diagonal line, ending that at the same height, and then we're just going to close this off with a straight line on the bottom. Go across now, drawing in the hair, so we're going to arch this around and up, and then we're going to bring this in towards the side of our eye. Closing off the X on the top, let's curve this line up, and then bringing this through towards the side. On the right hand side now, we're going to arch this over, and then again from that point, curving this across towards the right. Let's start on the left, curving this through towards the top. And then from that point again, we're just going to arch this line in. And then one last time, curving this up and then back in on the side. Down now, I'm framing the hair on the side. On the left and right hand side, we're going to curve this line in and through. And then stepping underneath, we're going to arch this around and then up. Now let's step in towards the middle and we're going to draw in the nose. So right in the center, we're going to draw in a nice big sideways oval. And then let's close off our eyes. So stepping over on the right, we're going to curve this around and in. And then we'll do the same thing on the left, arching this around and then back in. For the eyebrows now, starting from the corner, we're going to curve this out. And then from that point, we're just going to curve this back through and down, closing that off. Let's draw on the mustache now. So stepping out on both sides, we're going to arch this through towards the side of our hair. From that corner, we're going to curve this in. Again, we're going to step through, curving this in towards the center. And then one last time, curving this right in towards the middle. Let's come down now for our mouth. We're going to arch this line out, around and through towards the middle. And then we're going to replicate that on the right, curving this up, around and back in towards the center. Let's draw in two teeth here. So we're going to draw in a small rectangle on the left and right hand side. Let's add in some detailed lines now. So we're going to draw in a small bracket on the right and left hand side. And then underneath, just drawing in a small arch line. Let's close off the cheeks now. So on both sides, we're going to curve this line over and in towards the middle. And then to close off the chin, we're just going to draw in another arch line from left to right. Let's draw in our ears now. So beside our hair here, we're going to draw in a nice big half circle, connecting that towards the cheek. And then we're going to draw in some detailed lines. So on both sides, we're going to curve this line out, stepping down, arching that in. Let's close off the hair on the right hand side. So we're going to bring this line down and through. And then from that point, we're just going to curve this down towards our right ear. And then on the left hand side, we're going to curve this back down. Now let's draw in the torso. So on both sides, we're going to curve this line through towards the bottom. We're going to make this one slightly shorter on the right. Let's draw on the overall strap now. So we're going to curve this down, around, and back up. Let's draw in a small circle right in the middle. We're going to draw in a diagonal line on the left, and then stepping over, we're just going to replicate that, making that smaller. Let's draw in a diagonal line coming across now. So we're going to curve this over, connecting that together, making that slightly longer. And then we're going to curve this line down. We're going to draw a diagonal line coming in and back down. We'll bring this diagonal line across, bring this further out towards the left, and then back over. Let's draw in another small diagonal line coming across. Again, we'll replicate that, bringing that down, further up, and then bringing that out, and then further over on the left. Now let's close off the overall on the left-hand side. So we're going to curve this in towards the strap. Now in the center, we're going to draw in a curved line from left to right, and then we're going to close this off at the same height. So we're going to arch this back in. Let's draw in our t-shirt now. So we're going to start on the right-hand side, curving this out and then up, bring this over and through again, and then curving this in towards the top. Let's start on the right-hand side. So we're going to draw a curved line coming out. We'll bring this diagonal line in. We're going to bring this across and back up. Again, from that point, bringing this down and through, and then one more time, bringing that over and in. Let's close off the arm. So we're going to curve this out with a line on the bottom, stepping up. We'll do the same thing on the top. Now from here, we're going to curve this line around, over, and through for the wrist. Let's start with our first finger. So we're going to step down, leaving a gap, arching this line around and through. Closing off the thumb, let's curve this around and out, connecting that together. Now stepping across on the right, we're going to arch this up, and then one more time to close this off, curving this through towards the side. Let's close off the left arm now. So on the left-hand side, we're going to arch this line further out, making that longer, lining that up at the same height. And then on the inside, we're just going to draw in another small diagonal line. Again, we're going to step in for the wrist, curving this around and back down. We're going to close this off by curving this around and through. Let's leave a small gap now for our first finger, arching this line around and up. And then to close off the thumb, we're just going to curve this back in, connecting that together on that line. Now we're going to move in for the center finger, curving that up. And then again, one last time, arching this all the way around and through on that corner. Let's draw in another tear in the shirt here. So we're going to bring this line out, around, and back in. Now let's close off our left leg. So we're going to arch this line down. We'll do the same thing on the right, just extending that, making that longer. We're going to draw in some more diagonal lines, drawing in the tear on the pants. So we're going to draw a diagonal line coming up and then out. Again, from here, bringing this up and over. We'll bring this line up towards the top, bringing that across. Now from here, we'll bring this line up and through. And then from that point, we're just going to draw this diagonal line coming in. Let's draw in the foot now. So we're going to draw in a line coming down. Let's curve this around and in. For our first toe, we're going to curve this around and down. We're going to draw this 3 more times. So we're going to curve each line in as we come across for our toes. Let's close off the top of the foot, arching that line across. And then from that corner, we're just going to curve this back in towards the top. Now let's draw on the right leg. So starting from that point, we're going to bring our diagonal line out, ending that at the same height. We'll bring this across and over. Let's bring this up, back across. We're going to draw in some more diagonal lines as we come all the way over, connecting that together. Let's draw on our shoe on this side. So on the right-hand side, we're going to curve this around and down. Let's close off the leg. So we're going to arch this around and up. And then we'll do the same thing on the right-hand side. To close off our shoe on the inside, we're going to curve this line through. And then from that point, we're just going to arch this back across, connecting that together. Let's start underneath this, bringing this across and over on the side. And then for the heel, just bringing this through and back in. And that is it. That's how you draw Zombie Mario. You can pause the video and color it the way that I have done, or you can change your colors up if you'd like. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment below suggesting any more characters that you'd love to learn to draw next. Thanks so much for joining me on today's tutorial, and I will see you all on the next one.